Well, good evening. Good evening. I'm a few minutes early just so I can give all the platforms a chance to tell all the people that we're here. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, yes, and yes. Good evening. Good evening. I can't come up with a marker. There should be one in that container out there. Okay. Hey, hey. Good old Sunday evening, live at 5. Got a week's worth of stuff we're going to talk about for this week. What is coming? What happened last week? What's coming up this week? What are our plans for this year? I'm going to talk about what our thoughts are for this year as far as strategies, right? I'm giving time for the platforms to tell all the people. Hey, Ivy, how you doing? Hey, Lisa, how we doing this evening? Good old Sunday evening. This would be the start of the first full week of the year. I'm going to see what's going on in the market. Earnings season is going to pick back up. Hey, Stacy, thank you. Thank you. Earnings season will pick back up, starting to pick back up. We're going to talk about that. Talk about what meetings we have coming up this week. Talk about all kinds of good stuff. All right. I'm giving it a couple more minutes looks like Twitter's already running, which is good. We've got Facebook running. We've got YouTube running. Those are the three. That's all we're running. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The Twitter bots. All right, let's move forward with what happened last week. Last week. What was last week looking like in the market? So let me move my microphone. I guess I should probably move my mic a little closer so I don't feel like I'm screaming. There we go. That probably sounds much better, huh? Much better. Hey, everybody. Good evening. For those who are coming on, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. This is SPX from last week. This was these 4 days down here. Of course, one of those days we had a holiday was Wednesday. So this was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is what we did last week. 3 red days, and then we had a green day. Looks like we left some gaps behind. When I say we, I'm saying SPX. Looks like they left some gaps behind. We've got a gap above current price. It actually bumped up into it and then pulled back. The gap was created from Friday the 27th to Monday the 30th, and part of it got filled on with the price action from Monday and price action from Friday, but it's not completely filled. The gap is from 59.51 all the way up to 59.68, so about 17 points is the gap that is above current price. There's one just below, because from Thursday to Friday, that created the gap up, left a little room there. I thought it was a little bit of a line, and it's just a little bit of a wick. But basically that, this gap is from 58.68 all the way up to, I'll say 58.92. It's a little bit lower than that, so 58.90. So about 20 points, 20 and some change is a gap below Friday's candle. This is what we got. We got some support at 58.70. We have some resistance at 6,000. This gap will also provide resistance. So basically at this point, we're kind of in the middle of it, just kind of, in a consolidation mode, probably winding up to figure out where we're going next. But at this point, it is consolidation city for SPX. Let's look at SPY from last week. Ended on a 2 up. In force. Let me go back to SPX real quick. Ended on a 2 up in force, which basically means that it closed above. Where did we go? I need an X there. Wonder why we didn't have anything pop up. SPX here. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Deborah. How y'all doing? This is a 2 up in force. So we got the 2, we've got the up. You see the arrow there. But if it closes above this candle, which it did, that means in force. So it's a 2 up in force, means it closed. It didn't just go up here. It went up there and it closed up here, which may give you indication that there could be some more upwards movement that could be going. What, my keys? On the table in my purse. So we may be some more upwards moving activity. Maybe we'll go up to the top of this gap. Perhaps it'll go and fill the gap. That's what's happened on SPX. Okay. SPY. Same setup. Difference here would be, I need to adjust this gap. Now that was part of it got filled. That was the same gap from SPX, but it got filled some. And now we got a little bit here, got a same gap. I didn't mark these on here, but there's a gap that's down in this area as well. There's a gap here just below that Friday's candle. And there is a gap above the gap from close to open. Remember, gaps are from previous day close to the next day open. That's what you have for a gap. There's another one up here too. So the chart, as you can see, the SPY and the SPX chart look very similar. Hey, Crystal, they look very similar because they're based on the same stuff, right? That's how that goes. That's the way that goes. Let's look at triple Q. What did triple Q do last week? Chart looks a little similar. Definitely looks similar to SPX and SPY and to SPY. Chart looks similar. We've got support there, resistance up here at 529. Got some more resistance up at 538. It has some what will be resistance here at 520, just above current price or where it closed on Friday. Again, if we look at a gap that was there that still has some left that needs to be filled, it's in the same spot as the SPY and the SPX gap. It's in the same place. The close of one candle to the open of the next one, that's what creates a gap. If it jumps up and then it pulls back, we had a little bit of wick here. The wick gives us, showed us that price action filled some of it. Same thing here, close to the open. There we go. So we got some gaps there as well that need filling. And, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So will those gaps be filled? Potentially. When will those gaps be filled? We have to wait and see. Hey, Selena. Hey, we'll win and finish well. I love it. We'll win and finish well. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. So this is what triple Q, again, triple Q closed 2 up in force as well. Could indicate a little more upwards mobility. It's bumping right into a gap though. It may go on up and fill the gap, but just know the top of this gap will provide resistance, which is right here. I just marked it at 522 and some change. The top of that gap will provide some resistance. So even if it, you know, comes, doesn't mean that it won't bump up against it and then go on through, but it won't just roll. It won't just roll on through. That's not quite the way it goes, but it's going to want to fill that gap. Okay. Now let's look at IWM small caps. The Russell 2000 here is what we do with the IWM. This was all last week. This is all from last week. Still have it's got a similar look to the others, but you see IWM has been kind of on a downwards ride. If we were doing look at, you know, if we were looking at a trend line, it's a trend line. Yeah. So if we were going with that, we've got some, what may be some considered would be a falling wedge, would be tight, shoom. Generally, this goes on. This is a bullish general move. Again, 2 in force. It closed just above the high of the previous day or the high of Thursday. Could indicate some more upwards movement as well. Basically, we just wait and see. You trade what you see because we're sellers. We don't have to rush in early to anything as sellers. It's when you're a buyer, you need to hop in and go with the momentum. But as sellers, we don't have to do that. We can, and then, you know, generate some premiums when it's leaving the zone. But that's not something that sellers have to do. You get good premiums if it drops and then runs away. That's good. But we don't have to run in there too fast and then get as some people say, their face snatched off. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Let's talk about what kind of meetings we have coming up this coming week. All right. We've got FOMC member Daly spoke today at 1:15. We've got FOMC member Cook is going to speak tomorrow morning at 9:30. Final services PMI will be at 9:45 tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock factory orders month over month. Tuesday, we got FOMC member Barkin will speak. The trade balance at 8 and 8:30. ISM services PMI will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Joe's job openings. Those are both red folders. So you must be mindful at 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. That's some data that comes out. And generally this data does provide some volatility. Okay, Wednesday, ADP, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims. That's before the market opens on Wednesday. Before market opens on Wednesday, FOMC member Waller will speak. Crude oil inventories 10:30, a 10-year bond auction, which is another thing that creates volatility. Even though it's got a yellow folder, just know it's at least in orange, okay? FOMC member minutes, ding, ding, ding. This is where we hear some stuff that every time they say FOMC member meeting minutes, anything like that, we get a little nervous, okay? That's Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Consumer credit month over month, that's Wednesday, okay? Thursday, we got a bunch of yellows, a bunch of yellow folders. Challenger job cuts. Harker will speak. Wholesale inventories, gas storage. Barkin will speak. 30-year bond auction. Smith will speak, and Bowman. A lot of stuff happening on Thursday, but all these are yellow folders. But even though these are all yellow folders, all these things together can provide, some movement. So we always want to trade what we see. And then on Friday morning, 8:30, we've got average hourly earnings, non-farm employment, and unemployment rate. Those, people anticipate that every week. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So 3 days this week, we have red folders. FOMC meeting minutes is going to be on Wednesday. So as you're setting your trades for the week, you want to keep these things in mind. That's why we go through it. So you'll know that if you're in a trade and you've got things going in one direction and then something suddenly shifts, and you're like the wind blew and you're like, what happened? It's usually these kind of meeting minutes, these kind of meetings and stuff like the data that comes out usually causes some kind of movement. And you want to be, you want to be ready for that. Oh, it's Pastor Will. Hi, Pastor Will. Listen, Thursday, Janae just was putting in the comments, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Janae. That on Thursday, the market is going to be closed in observance of the death or honoring President Jimmy Carter. Thursday, January the 9th, the market will be closed. Okay? Market closed on Thursday because of that. So put that in your notes. Okay? Put that in your notes that Thursday, the market is going to be closed. So as sellers, we like theta decay. We do like theta decay, and the extra day helps us theta decay. We like that, but you also want to watch your weeklies. If you can get your weeklies turned on and turned off in time, that would be a good move. You want to turn them on and have them back off by Thursday, Friday, if you can, because, sometimes stuff happens over, because the stock prices keep moving. Even when the market is closed, the stock prices keep moving. Options don't keep moving, but the stock price keeps moving, and that can cause some issues. Okay. I was going to look at the earnings, and I still am, but it looks like the one I'm looking at, I cannot clearly see it. So the little bitties are little bitty. Instagram.com. I'll find it here and see if we can get to an earnings screen that is easier to read. Come on, EPS whispers. There we are, EPS whispers. Did you all trade well last week? Tell me how your trades went. Did you make some money last week? And how many of y'all are inside of the small account growth accelerator? We're going to talk about that here in a minute. All right. So Hey, Tamar, this is the earnings for this week, right? This Monday or tomorrow, we've got CMC. Looks like it's commercial something. CMC, commercial metals. Yeah, commercial metals. Well, I had to tune in and focus, zip it and focus. Monday before open will be CMC or commercial metals. Tuesday morning, we've got RPM, Apogee, and Lindsay Corporation. Tuesday after close, we've got AZZ, Simulations Plus, AAR, Calmain Foods, CALM, and then we've got KRUS and Richardson Electronics. This is all Tuesday. On Wednesday, we've got Acuity Brands, Simply Good, MSC, Helen of Troy, UniFirst, Angiodynamics, Albertsons, didn't even know they were still open, Radius Recycling. Wednesday after close, Jeffries, Penguin, Price Smart. I used to shop at Price Smart when we lived in Guatemala. Saratoga, Greenbrier, Franklin Covey. Thursday morning before the open, NTIC. NTIC. He got them. And then Thursday after close, we got KB Home, Accolade, Concrete. Why does that say, pumping? It looks like something else. BBCP. Maybe that says Concrete. That's not pumping. Concrete something holdings. Anyway, E2 open is Thursday after the market closes. And then Friday morning, we got Tilray, Delta, WBA, Walgreens Boots. We've got Constellations Brands or STZ, Neogen, and we've got TD Synex. That's all this week. So not a whole lot happening. Delta's probably going to be anticipated. Tilray's kind of been hovering down there, KB Homes is another one that may be anticipated. Not a whole lot here, not as far as anticipation and what I would say consider market movers. Not a whole lot there on that front. All right. Earlier this week, it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. Might have been Thursday. Which day did I put this out? Anyway, I put this video out last week, one day this week. And let me see if I can get to the link so I can put it here. Because in this video, I talk about what are we doing from a strategy standpoint for 2025, right? For 2025, what are we doing? And I'm going to go back through it again because we're using some specific strategies on some specific stocks per se. And we're going to rinse and repeat this throughout the year, at least the first part of the year, as we're going to rinse and repeat the strategies for sure. Whether we rinse and repeat the same stocks, that probably won't keep the same stocks the whole year. We might though, because listen, if they provide what we need, then no reason to change up what's working. Definitely no reason to change up what's working. Is STZ on your watch list? Is that what you're saying, Tamar? This is the Carolyn said she made 10% last week. Woo woo. That's what we're working for. 10%. We just rinse and repeat, and we add it up and continue to compound the Mondays. That's what we're doing. 2025 trade plans for more profits. I put the link into the comments or into the chats. Comments, chats, depending on how you're looking and where you're looking at. This was a video I did last week, but we're going to use cash secure puts. They're selling puts. We're going to use covered calls, which means we're going to acquire shares and sell covered calls against them. And we're going to use credit spreads. Now, covered calls is, I'm liking cash secure puts and covered calls that's where it's at. I'm going to tell you that's where it's at because we're doing the cash secure puts, trading on stocks that we believe are growing. Things like RGTI, the quantum computing one, SoundHound, BBAI, SoFi, right? None of this is investment advice. I'm just telling you what we're looking at. These things are providing good premiums, and we see a great growth potential. So because we see great growth potential and we see them, give them good premiums, because as sellers, we want good premiums. We're going to rinse and repeat these. SoFi for sure, just rinse and repeat. Sell a cash secure put. If and when you end up with shares, you sell covered calls. SoundHound, sell a cash secure put. If and when you end up with shares, then you sell covered calls. RGTI, QUBT, QBTS, Big Bear AI. I mean, I could go, the list is not super long. Rivian even, Palantir. Now, Palantir is going to be a little more difficult to do cash secure puts because it's $70 now, almost $80. So, you got to have your little coins together if you're going to cash secure put that. Robinhood. These are some things that we're looking at. So definitely on for like our credit spreads and stuff. We're looking at these areas to see how we're going to use these to rinse and repeat and to continue to grow our profits. We're doing that. We're using credit spreads, call credit spreads, put credit spreads. All of that is happening inside of the Small Account Growth Accelerator. All that's happening inside the Small Account Growth Accelerator. Right? You all know I've talked about this over and over and over. We've talked about it a bit, right? If you're following me on any social media platform, or if you're in my email list, you've seen me talk about the Small Account Growth Accelerator. This is not a challenge. I am not doing this just for a month. You hang out with us, do a little bit, and everybody run off. No. This is happening inside of the membership, right? We're staying together. We're growing. We're generating profits together. We're trading. You're getting inputs, exputs, inputs, outputs. There we go. You're getting entries and exits, as well as guidance along the way to make sure that we're strategically growing these accounts, compounding our money along the way with help and guidance, right? You can jump into a lot of different groups, discords, and all the things. There are very few of them who truly give guidance. Some of them call out, they do, which is nothing wrong with call outs if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, a call out is a recipe for you to lose your money. You need to be in the groups where there is going to be some guidance and some education. I don't know what everybody else does, but I know what I do. Okay. And that's what we do over here, is we're providing guidance. So what is that Small Account Growth Accelerator? It's a way to learn to trade in a safe environment, a good supportive environment. It's a way to learn to use the market for profits. That's what we're here for. We're trading for money. We're not trading just to say we're traders. Oh no. A way to learn to trade options for income. We can do it with shares. We can do it with options. We're going to do both. Okay. A way to use the market for your income without having to watch your screens all day. If your life is anything like mine, you don't have all day to sit in front of the screen. I'm a college professor, so several days a week, I need to be standing in front of the eyeballs who's looking to me to make sure they can understand their college algebra and their pre-calculus, right? So I can't be trading during those times because I got people, if my mind is divided, you know how that goes. Distracted trading, another recipe for disaster. That's what that is. We want to be able to trade though, but I don't have all day. And I know many of you, almost all of you, don't have all day to sit in front of your screens. For those who do, and if I could and did, I would be fine at that. I just can't. I can't. And I know a lot of you can't either. So we're using strategies that don't require that. And the Small Account Growth Accelerator is basically a way to grow your money. The way to grow your money. What strategies are we using? We're using weekly credit spreads. Credit spreads on stocks. Call credit spreads, put credit spreads. We're using daily SPX spreads. I know I've got people in my community who are trading SPX on a daily basis, right? I wrote a playbook and many of you have purchased it. SPXplaybook.net. Many of you have purchased it. It's been updated, by the way. It's still $27, even though I updated the resource. But we have a strategy that we use at the end of the day. 2:30 or later, we use a strategy, and we're going to use that strategy in our Small Account Growth Accelerator. We're going to add that for those who are equipped to trade SPX. We're going to work with them, and we'll work together to grow our money there as well. That's what we're 0 DTE right here on the daily SPX spreads. We're going to do cash secure puts. We're going to do covered calls on the stuff I talked about: SoundHound, SoFi, Rivian, RGTI, QBTS. I mean, we're We're going to do it on all those. This is the schedule of what's happening inside of the membership and as in support of the Small Account Growth Accelerator. On Sundays, 5 o'clock, which is where we are right now. We're here 5 p.m. live on YouTube. And then at 6, we're leaving YouTube and we're going into a Zoom call. I'm going to a Zoom call where we will do our charting and we will prep for the trades that we're going to do this week. We'll look at them, make sure everybody's understanding where we're going, when are we entering, when are we yada yada. We're doing all that together. Okay. On Mondays, we'll enter our trades. Don't know the time. It's going to depend on what the market gives us. At 2:30 though, on Mondays, we will have a power hour call, which is where we'll trade SPX together. Tuesday, trades entry and management. Wednesday, entry and management, because we can enter Wednesday and exit on Fridays as well. And then on Wednesday, we're also having another power hour call for SPX. Wednesday at 2:30. Thursday evening, we do our closing. We do our training. I'm thinking about we're going to close some trades on Thursdays. I know some trades from the week will be ready to close on Thursday. But we do a 7 o'clock training every Thursday. Training and trades preparation. So, because some of us will enter things on Friday for the next week. That way we can get more premiums and we can let Theta help us over the weekend. And then Friday, trades management for call closings and openings or entries and exits. And I may or may not do an SPX call at the end of the day. It depends on how my Friday has gone. If my week has been haggard or, we'll have to see how Friday. So I didn't want to put it on the list on our schedule for Fridays, but we may do SPX power hour call again. But if we can use SPX to take in 15-20% per day on this per day using a strategy, that's going to grow these accounts in no time. Okay. That's what we're doing inside of the Growth Accelerator. If you have not signed up yet and you want to, you still can. Now I'm closing it after tonight. I'm closing the Growth Accelerator. And the reason I'm closing it is because I want the people who are there to all start and go together. I don't want to have to train some people, we're training. Then I got to drop back and grab people who just start. Oh, I'm brand new. Can you come back and get me? That's going to slow everybody down. Right? When the airplane leaves, they don't turn back and go pick people up who came to the gate late. They don't do it, right? We're not going to do it either. We're not either. All right. When the bus leave the bus station or the train pull out the station, they don't turn back around and go pick up people who got to the gate late. They leave and say, catch the next one. And that's going to be it. I don't know when's going to be a next one. So if you're coming and you want to be a part of the Small Account Growth Accelerator, you need to go ahead and use that link, the bit.ly/E2T-membership, and come on and join us over there. And you can kick off with us. We did the kickoff yesterday. That video replay is available and you can come on and join us. We don't want to go without you. We really don't, but I can't take everybody. What did Harriet Tubman say? I would have took more people if they just knew they weren't free. If they just knew that they weren't free. Some people were convinced we were fine. I'm doing okay. They look up like, oh, they left me because I wasn't okay. I created a calendar. It is a candlestick mastery calendar. Every month has a candlestick pattern. It talks about the days, the key dates in that month. Got a calendar up here, for that month. It talks about that candlestick pattern. And then the next page tells you exactly how to trade it. How do you use it? How do you identify it? How do you trade it? Entries, exits, and then you have a little trading quote down here. This is available. And hey, Drew, this is available in my Etsy shop. I'm putting the link in the chat. It's at bit.ly/MEL_INSP for Melanin Inspirations. I put that into the comments so that way you can see the candlestick mastery. Get your calendar, okay? Every month got a candlestick pattern, and I went through and picked the top 12, the ones that are most useful, most effective, most efficient, all that good stuff. Go ahead and grab you a candlestick mastery 2025 calendar. You can get them at my website, bit.ly/MELINSP. All right. Small Account Growth Accelerator. We talked about that already. I'm checking my notes to make sure I cover everything I was supposed to cover. Right? What strategies are we using? What's our schedule looking like for those who are looking to see, would you want to be involved or what's going to be entailed? What are you getting with this? This is what you're getting with this. In addition, you're also getting an exclusive Telegram group that I'm there. I run that Telegram group. So you've got ready support right there. It's an exclusive group where only the people who are in the membership are there. And I've said this before, but this year I decided that I'm only focusing on the membership. So all the trainings I do, all my good training is happening inside that membership. So if you watch me along the way and say, you know, she's pretty good at this, you need to come on, because I won't be opening up any like open trainings again. We're going to get the membership folks. Everybody there is going to be completely profitable and well on their way. That's what my focus is. The Lord told me to do that this year, and that's what I'm doing because I'm obedient. Yes, I'm is. Yes, I'm is. I'm obedient. So I'm going to focus on the members. So if you want to be hanging out with us sellers, you come on over. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Okay, come on in the room. We got you. We got you. This is our trades list for the week. If you noticed this, Carolyn said, thank you, Lord. Yes, he's faithful, ain't he? The option sellers trades list for the week. That was because of your prayers. Well, you know what, Stacy? God answers prayer. And I know if he answered mine, he'll answer yours and everybody, because he is no respecter of person. So if he answered mine, I know he answered yours. And you know what? I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here for everybody who wants to be here. And this is my objective. I'm not just saying that because people like, you know, you said saying that. No, I really mean that. Anybody who spent any time around me know that I'm a woman of my word. I try to be anyway. All right. This is our list for the week. Notice it's much shorter than it has been in the past. Now, I usually go through the watch list from PeakBot and I pick all the lower risk trades and I put them all on our list. I didn't do that this time. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't do that this time. Well, PeakBot, I'm not sure how many of you are PeakBotters, but PeakBot has on their watch list, they've got, and I did a video about this. It talked about high probability trades. If you're on my YouTube channel, you can see I talked about how to find high probability trades. Yeah, that's not one of the. I got to go sign in. And in there, I talked about how PeakBot has it set up for us to find the 4 columns. There's 4 columns: the buffer, the pop, the return on something. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. That way, I'm not just calling off things that. Okay, well, that way I'm not just calling off things. I'm going to take you directly to where I'm going. Okay. Let me switch over to that before I come back to this screen. So if you're in PeakBot, and I'm an influencer for PeakBot because they check for the sellers and I'm a seller, and this is automated trading for sellers. I use PeakBot for my SPX automations as well and my trend spread. They have several bots that I utilize, but one of the main things I use PeakBot for as well is this watch list. All right. Inside of the detailed trend spread, I'm not sure if y'all can see that. I'm looking on the screen. Under the detailed trend spread weekly is this watch list, right? We've got the EV, expected value. Let me see, EV. Yeah, expected value. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. They tell you what everything means. EV is expected value. You've got the buffer. It's in percentage, the stock price is from the sold options kind of. How far is the stock price away from being in the money? It's called the buffer. The POP is probability of profit, and the ROI is approximate return potential in percentages. Okay, these are the 4 columns: EV, POP, ROI, and buffer. The buffer is how far it is from being in the money. As you get these greens, there's criteria for when these columns are green. So I went through and said, okay, I'm going to look for the ones that are at least 3, hopefully 4 of the 4 columns. I wanted 4 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Gave us a few, gave us a little more insight into what things could be, even more potential to be profitable. Those are the things I put on our list. All right. That's why I use this again from the watch list of Peakbot. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I made this bigger, so now I need to get to the scroll. Got to get to the scroller. There we go. Okay, over here. This you can download this watch list if you want it. If you had Peakbot. Now, if you don't have Peakbot, you can't see this watch list, the active one. You'd have to. You're only going to get the little first page that they show you if you don't. Oh, where was it? Oh, there we go. Roblox is on here. I don't think I put Roblox on our list for this week though, but Roblox is on here. I try to keep away from the moderate ones for our suggested list. I just stick with the lower risk. But for my community, we are going to look at Roblox. The small account growth accelerator is going to look at Roblox for this week. And we've got LVS or Las Vegas Sands. It's got 4 across here. That's another one we're going to look at for this week. You know, we may look at it and determine it's not what we want, but if it is what we want, we're going with it. Qualcomm is on our list for this week. On the list of the accelerator list, the one I will help guide. I will help do the guidance on. That's where we are with that. And no, we didn't go down to 2. I don't go to any high risk. No high risk or super high risk. I don't do that at all. But I wanted you to know where I get these numbers from. So the trades ideas for this week. IBM, we've got Walmart. Those are both in the put credit spread area. We've got some call credit spreads, IYR, McDonald's, Merck, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Schwab is here. We've got some strikes. Basically, the expiration for all of these is January the 10th. When you're looking for this, the expiration is January the 10th. In the Iron Condor area, we've got Gold, Microsoft, SPY, and VU. Those are what we have on this list for as your suggested trades for the week. Okay, suggested trades for this week if you want to ride out with those. I did tell you I had updated this SPX playbook. And there's that. It's at spxplaybook.net. It's $27. This is talking about the membership. I kind of talked about that a little bit, that the small account growth accelerator is all inside of the membership. And this is the membership. We learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. All right. All of the things I sell are in a bundle, all of my trainings and courses. If you decide I don't necessarily need a group, I don't need a membership, but I know that I want some of the resources, then this is where we are with those. The option sellers bundle is at my website as well. Okay. And then I updated our declaration. This is the last thing we'll do before we wrap it up. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my accounts growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. How many of us can make that declaration and mean it? Sometimes we declare the things that be not as though they were. Okay, we declare them, and along the way, we get better. All right, we declare them and we get better. All righty. So I want you to know that this coming week, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the thumb up, all those good things. If you haven't yet, but you'd like to join us on the Small Account Growth Accelerator, you should go ahead and go ahead and get signed up. That way you can come to tonight's charting and the chart and prep for next week. We're doing all the trainings for cash secure puts, covered calls, credit spreads. How do we chart? How do we work options? All of that stuff is happening inside of that Small Account Growth Accelerator. We're taking some people from to right? Many people are coming with prior knowledge, which is, of course, is good. Prior knowledge is good, but you don't have to not come because you don't have any prior knowledge, because everything you need, you can learn. We learned it. You can learn it too. All righty. So I'm going to see you all in the morning. You said I can declare it, but I have to work on meaning it. Yes. We have to definitely work on meaning our declaration, which is why when we're declaring it, we have to let that get in. We speak our futures into existence. All right. So tomorrow morning, look for us at 9 o'clock on YouTube, and we'll kind of talk about what's going on for the day. All righty. So I want you to do two things. As always, we want to stay green and we want to get this money. For those who are in the membership, I will see you in about 20 minutes. And if you're looking to sign up, go ahead and get yourself registered. Like and subscribe. See y'all in the market. Bye-bye, everyone.